Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing another video in my love, like, or let down series. If you've never seen this series before, it's basically where I give you my first impression on a fragrance. I wear it for a few days and then I come back and tell you what I think about it and if it was a love for me, if it was a like for me, or if it was a letdown for me. So if you're interested in finding out more about Tom Ford Black Orchid Parfum, this is the new 2020 version, then just keep watching. So it's nighttime. I just took a shower, but I had to open this package, y'all. So that's what we are doing. I'm actually getting ready to eat dinner, but I wanted to open this real quick on camera. So this is the new Tom Ford Black Orchid Parfum. This is the newest version. It's supposed to be the most potent version, and it's supposed to have some amped up plummy notes and also amped up boozy notes. So let's go ahead and rip this open. It's gonna be real quick because I am actually cooking. So yeah, I don't have much time, but I put on perfume every night and I really wanted to smell this, so here we are. So this is what the beautiful bottle looks like. It's absolutely gorgeous. Not gonna talk much about it tonight, but you'll see when I come back, you know, what my thoughts are on everything. And I'm just gonna go ahead and spray it on myself. Okay, so far so good. It definitely smells like Black Orchid, but it definitely smells fruitier. And I can definitely smell the extra booziness, almost like a rum, or maybe like almost like some sort of red wine type note has been added to the original Black Orchid, just at first spray. So I won't be back tonight. I really just wanted to give y'all my genuine first smell of this. And so far so good. It smells like Black Orchid. So if you don't like Black Orchid, you probably won't like this one. But it is definitely boozier and fruitier. I don't know about stronger, but it's definitely boozier, fruitier, and sweeter. So I'll be back in a few days and we will talk more about the fragrance then. Okay, so it's been 3 days since I filmed the first part of this video and I have been wearing this fragrance. I actually wore it to work today, which honestly, this is not really the type of fragrance that I typically would wear to work, but in the name of testing it, I wore it. So let's get into the fragrance. So again, we are talking about Tom Ford Black Orchid Parfum. This is the newest version, just came out. I don't know how long it's been out, but I just saw it pop up on Sephora like a week or so ago. And I immediately, well, not immediately, I tried to talk myself out of it, but within a couple hours, I had ordered it. All right, so let's talk about how this fragrance smells when you first apply it. So in my opinion, this one smells very sweet. So it's very sweet, very boozy. I just applied a little bit on my hand so I can get like a fresh touch of it. But very sweet, very boozy. You can definitely smell the plum that they put into this, but you also smell the original Black Orchid in there, that original Black Orchid DNA. If you've never smelled Black Orchid before, to me, it is different than any other fragrance I've ever tried. I have been a lover of Black Orchid for a long time. And yeah, this one definitely smells very similar. We're gonna get more into the comparisons later on, but it does definitely have that Black Orchid DNA. But it is very sweet, very boozy, slightly bit smoky, just very, very intoxicating. I've always said that Black Orchid to me is a very hard fragrance to describe. So hopefully this video is helpful to you all, but I just feel like there is such a mishmash of notes in it that it's really hard to describe in my opinion. Now, as this fragrance dries down, it starts to mellow out. So I feel like initially when I smell this, you could smell a lot of notes. To me, it's still very pleasant, but I know a lot of people don't like Black Orchid because of that first sharpness. And with the parfum version, you are still kind of getting a big blast initially, so it can be a bit overwhelming for some people because it may be different than anything else you've ever smelled. However, as it dries down, it does mellow out. You still definitely get all of those notes in there. I definitely get the rum, but I also start getting more of the chocolatey smells in this fragrance. And then the patchouli, I can smell it, but it's like a green patchouli, if that makes sense. Like It definitely smells earthy, but not like dirt, if that makes sense. It smells more like, I mean, I've never smelled a patchouli plant, but if I had to imagine, I would think it smells more like a plant as opposed to like dirty earth. Some patchouli to me smells like soil. I don't really find that this one smells like soil. It smells more like green patchouli. Now, as far as longevity with this fragrance, I actually am very, very pleased with longevity. On me, it lasts at least 10 hours. But to me, it projects probably for about 5 or 6 hours. So the reason I wanted to wear it to work today is that I wanted to see how it performed in an all-day work shift for me. Typically I wear Black Orchid at night, and I did wear this at night one night, but you know, I'm only gonna be out for so long at night. Well, whereas at work today, I was able to see like how long it actually projected, and I think it was about 6 hours. Typically when I wear this for a night out, I smell it the entire time I'm out, and then like the other night I wore this out, woke up the next morning and could still smell it on myself. So it has great longevity, and it also has great projection for a good amount of time. Next, I want to talk about uniqueness. And then also we're kind of going to get into how this compares to the original Black Orchid. So as far as just looking at this fragrance itself, it is, well, Black Orchid overall is very, very unique. Like I said, to me, it doesn't smell like any other fragrance out there. And it's one that I find absolutely addicting. I honestly had not been wearing my Black Orchid for a while, just because when I do go out at night, I have so many more fragrances now that I want to try something different. I've had Black Orchid forever. But when I got this, it renewed my love for Black Orchid. So now let's get into the comparison between Black Orchid Parfum 2020 and the original Black Orchid Eau de Parfum. This one came out in 2006, if I remember correctly. So basically, these smell very, very, very similar. Now, I do detect some differences between this one and the original, but for the casual fragrance wearer, you're probably not gonna notice any difference, to be completely honest. The differences that I detect is this one does smell fruitier and it does smell boozier. To my knowledge, I believe that plum is amped up in this fragrance, and I feel like I can definitely smell that in. Now, when I spray these side by side on each hand, they do smell very similar, but I've noticed that as I wear this one, to me, it does smell different. I feel like I get that fruitiness around me in my little sillage. I can definitely smell the fruitiness more in this one. Now, I don't want you all to think this is a light fruity Black Orchid. It's not. It still smells like the original Black Orchid, but it is slightly different. So with that being said, this one to me is not totally unique from the original Black Orchid. I kind of wish it would have been a little bit more different, honestly, just because I'm a Black Orchid lover, but I still love it. So if you have the original Black Orchid, you don't necessarily need this one. They are a little bit different, but I feel like it's, kind of going to depend on how much you love Black Orchid. On the other hand, I know a lot of people don't like Black Orchid at all. So if you don't like Black Orchid and you're thinking maybe you'll get this one and like it, I really don't know if that's the case. I do feel like this one, like I said, is sweeter, more boozy, more fruity. So maybe if you are like this close to loving Black Orchid but don't love it completely, then maybe you'll like this one better. But if you don't like Black Orchid at all, do not get this. You are not gonna like this. And if you just like Black Orchid okay, and you already own Black Orchid, don't get this either. But if you love Black Orchid like I do, and you don't mind them being similar, I love this one, y'all. I love this one. Honestly, I've worn a regular Black Orchid for years and years, and probably because this one is new, or I don't know, right now I'm loving this one more than the regular Black Orchid, and that is like a big thing for me to say, but it may just be because this is new. Y'all remember, this is just like my initial impressions of this, but I just really wanted to put that out there because I'm really, really enjoying this fragrance. But they are very similar. You definitely don't need both of them. So finally, we are at the end, and it's time for me to tell y'all if this is a love, like, or a letdown for me. And I kind of feel like it's in two categories, y'all. It's a love because I love it, but it's also kind of a letdown because I kind of want it to be a little bit more different than Black Orchid. So I don't know. I can't decide, y'all. It's a love and a letdown. I guess overall it is a love because I do love the scent. I will definitely wear this, but I wish it was just a little bit more different. So yeah, we'll go with love. But I would like to see some more Black Orchid flankers possibly that have more of a difference. All right, so that is it for today's video. Let me know if you have tried the new Tom Ford Black Orchid Parfum. And also let me know if you even like Black Orchid at all. I know it is a very polarizing scent, but I happen to love it. Yeah, so let us know down below if you like Black Orchid, if you're gonna try this one, if you think it's not worth the money. Let us know that down below as well. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.